Hi, my name is Bibek Adhikari. I am an English instructor. In today's class, we are going to solve the reading portion of Unit 1, that is, A Memorable Journey from Terai to the Hill. So, let's begin. We are now going to start the reading portion of Unit 1, which is A Memorable Journey from Terai to the Hill. Now, before doing that, let's talk about travelogue. So, what is travelogue? Travelogue is what we call travel writing. There are many tourist attractions in Nepal. They are popular for many reasons. Some places are popular for their natural beauty, whereas others for their historical and religious significance. And whenever you travel from one place to another, you want to observe yourself into the natural beauty, into its historical and religious significance, and later on maybe you will write something, and that something is what we call travelogue. Here we have a travelogue where the writer traveled from Birgunj to Galegaon. So this is the travelogue, and the title is A Memorable Journey from Terai to the Hill. So let's start by reading this one. I had heard that Galegaon was really beautiful place for homestay. I was keen to go there. My luck favored me. My parents made a plan to take me to the place for 5 days during my vacation. As I was born in Birgunj, I had never seen hilly region before. My first visit to Galegaon made a lasting impression on me. I reached there passing many hills through green countryside. The beautiful scenery on the way appealed to me. It still flashes in my memory. After spending a night at a hotel in Besisar, early next morning we started our journey on foot. I felt it difficult to walk the hills. My father immediately realized it. We broke our journey in Baglung Pani. He told us to have a rest at Chautara. He took out a bottle of cold drink from his bag. We drank it. Are you enjoying the scenery? My mother asked me. Isn't it an exciting experience to see such a picturesque village? My father pointed to the village with cluster houses. I looked at the village. I couldn't help saying, yes, that picturesque scenery thrilled me. I forgot all the tiredness that I had felt before. Mommy, I'm ready to move ahead. I'm not exhausted. Let's go. I got up and walked towards the village. As we were walking, we got lost, so my father asked a stranger, excuse me, I wonder if you could tell me the way to Galegaon. The man greeted my father and said, I'm also going there. If you like, I'll guide you to get there. Thank you, my mother replied. The man said, the village with clustered houses is Galegaon. It is situated at the northwest Besisahar in Lamjung. It takes about a 5-hour walk to reach there on foot from Besisahar. We can get there by bus too. People who cannot walk can take a bus to go there. Almost all the inhabitants of Galegaon are Ghabre Gurungs. We enjoyed the journey with that man very much. After about a 5-hour walk, we reached our destination. Why are they taking marigold garland with tika? I asked my mother. This is how they welcome their guest, my mother replied. We were treated with proper hospitality. We were served with fresh and delicious organic food. We ate dal, bhat, tarkari, achar with a Gurung family. We were the paying guests there. They performed their cultural dances. Mainly we observed Ghatu Nach, Krishna Charitra, Jhakri dance and Lama dance. In the end, we observed some typical round houses there. We also looked at the Annapurna Himalayan range from the village. Thus, we spent 5 days in a homely environment in Lamjung and returned home. So this is how the travelogue ends. Now let's talk about what travelogue really is and why should we write a travelogue. So let us start by learning what travelogue really is. Travelogue is a speech, a movie, or a piece of writing about someone's experiences while traveling. So that is travelogue. It could be a speech, it could be a movie, or it could be any piece of writing. So it does not matter the kind of writing. So it is not necessary that the travelogue is always going to be a kind of long, monotonous and boring essay. No. Sometimes it's going to be a short speech. Sometimes it's going to be multiple slides going on across like a documentary. In other words, a travelogue is a piece of writing about travel. Whenever you travel and if let's say you want to write about it, you write it down, that is the travelogue. So we have 3 distinct phases of writing when it comes to writing travelogue, and they are before traveling writing, while traveling writing, and finally after traveling writing. If you go to the text called A Memorable Journey from Terai to Hill, once again you will find that these three distinct components of travelogue are encompassed in this particular writing. Especially the after traveling is not so much mentioned, but there's a little hint in the end. So we have something called before traveling. What did the writer do before he actually traveled? What did the person do, or what was he or she doing before traveling? So those kind of experiences, those kind of ideas are shared in this section of before traveling. While traveling is the most significant and probably the longest part of travel writing, because this includes all the details, everything that you did, and the writing is descriptive, the writing is rich in details. There has to be a lot of details. The climate should be mentioned, the weather, the people and everyone else, the natural sceneries, the historical temples, the cultural dances, and everything should be included in this topic. That's why the topic gets longer, so you need to write many paragraphs for this. This while traveling section is really tricky, so if you plan to write a travelogue in future, you should probably take some notes while you are on travel. Right, let's say you're traveling to somewhere, you're traveling to Gandruk maybe, or maybe Galegaon, and you want to write a travelogue about that place. So what you can do is you can keep a diary or a journal, and you can jot down all the interesting ideas, all the nice things, the unique things that you see around, and later on that can be the raw draft or the raw materials for your final piece of writing. And lastly, we have something called after traveling, and in this part we talk about what the writer did at the end of the travel, or how he or she felt, and so stuff like that. So one significant aspect of travelogue writing is something called writing from the memory. So we are trying to rack our brains, we are trying to evoke some memory, we're trying to muster up all the courage and write about the travel. So this is something called writing from the memory. The memory should be teased, the memory should be brought into action. And finally, we have something called sensory writing. What that means is all the 5 senses. How many senses are there altogether? There are 5 senses. I hope you know what different kind of senses we are talking about. So the feeling, the taste, the smell, the sight, everything should be included. That is what makes the writing rich. So another thing that can be said about travelogue is it contains rich details. So since it is a descriptive writing, it has to explain everything. That's why details and details are much significant when it comes to writing, especially in English. Now let us go to the exercise portion. The exercises are pretty easy. We'll start with the first one, ways with words. It's all about learning the meaning of certain words and using them in proper ways. So let us start by solving the first 3 questions. There are 6 questions. I'm not going to solve each and every question. Keep this in your mind. I am not your online guide or something like that. I am here to teach you about travelogue and about, how to solve the questions, so that you can come out of flying colors in exams or something like that. But my point is, I'm not going to solve each and every question. I'm not going to spoon feed you. So let's only solve the first 3 questions. Ways with words. The first one is, we can live with a Gurung family in a blank space and learn their culture. So in a what? In a homestay. Very easy. In a homestay. Easy as ABC. Let's go to the second question. We can stay a night in this what village? It reminds us of our culture. In this picturesque village. Picturesque village. A village that looks like a picture. Finally, blank space foods are produced without using chemicals. What kind of foods? Needless to say, organic foods. Right? Is easy as ABC. Now let's go to the match the following section. We have something called match the following. And we have 2 columns, column A and column B. You're going to match the words. I'm not going to solve each and every question. Bear that in your mind. The first word is impression. So what does impression mean? The second word is destination. The third word is thrilled. Okay, let's only solve the first 3 questions and rest you will do yourself. Right? Sounds lucrative, isn't it, the idea? Now, let's start by solving these 3 questions. The first one is impression. What does impression mean? Impression mean a feeling. Impression is a feeling. Good. A feeling that one gets about something or somebody. Destination. What does the word destination mean? A place where somebody is going. A place where somebody is going. Excellent. Now let's go to the third one. What does the word thrilled mean? Thrilled means overjoyed, excited and all that. So that's what the word thrilled means. So this is match the following. So one thing that you should notice is that you're not going to do zigzag, You're not going to match words like this. So this is not grade 1 or grade 2. So all you have to do is match the words parallelly. Never ever try to match the words like this in your exams. Always follow this pattern. Now let's go to answer question section. Read and answer. Okay, the first question is the pretty stupid questions. The first is this, the simplest one. Let's not call it stupid. Where did the writer go on a holiday? Now, if you don't know how to answer these questions, you should learn it right now. The question is in past tense. Where did the writer go? Never reply the answer in present tense or future tense. The answer has to be in the past tense. So if you learn that, everything else will follow and everything else will be easy. Where did the writer go on a holiday? The writer went to Gaon on a holiday, right? So the word go is changed into went. The writer went to Gaon on a holiday. Let's choose a bit tricky question. This question was, I don't know. This question was not so tricky. So another question is, how many members were there in the journey? Who were they? So mother, father and the writer. Where was the writer from? He was from Birganj. Did the writer like Golegaon? How do you know? Okay, let's try this question, this particular one. Did the writer like Golegaon? How did you know? So that is the question. Did the writer like Golegaon? How did you know? Of course we know. So yes, the question is in past tense, so reply in past tense. Yes, the writer what? The writer liked Golegaon. How did you know? I knew this because the writer enjoyed being in the Golegaon. The writer enjoyed the rich hospitality of the people. The writer liked the picturesque village. The writer liked everything about Golegaon, the people, the forest, the little cluster houses. So that's why, yes, I know the writer liked the village very much. The final exercise that is given is called reading and ordering the sentences. I'm leaving that to you. It's pretty easy. All you have to do is find the sentences from the paragraphs and order them in an ascending order. Now, I am going to give you some homework because the class is over. As you can see, your homework is read the text once again and fill the given table with correct information. Tenses they observed, things they observed, finally, food they ate. Finally, food they ate. So you are going to fill in the blanks. That is your homework. You've got 3 different topics. The first one is dances they observed. The second is things they observed. And finally, food they ate. Correct? Just fill up the table. Reread the text once again and fill up the table. Very easy. With this, we have come to end of today's class. If you have any questions or suggestions regarding this video series, feel free to write us at learning@deerwalk.edu.np. Thank you.